You were accurate in saying, jail destroyed me. I'm sharing with you my latest realizations. During our phone conversation, you said jail destroyed me. In the moment, I responded with no. In fact, jail made me stronger. Later on, I mentioned your comment to Lee, and he pointed out that you're right. Jail did destroy me. A correct question is actually, which me was destroyed in jail? The answer, my lifelong personality, the ego-governed person and citizen. Therefore, you were accurate in saying, jail destroyed me. I thought it might be helpful to explain in video form this statement, my lifelong personality, the ego-governed person and citizen was almost completely destroyed in jail. Here is page 14 in the Personocratia booklet, Society Towards Paradise on Earth. An interview with the human soul. Let me introduce myself. I am the soul, Idessa, individualized inside space-time. I exist inside each being living on Earth. Billions of years ago, I started my trip as an Idessic spark. I slowly grew from life to life until I was ready for a human body. Then, I began to collect parts of mental, vital, and physical matter to build a soulish body that would be immortal like me. An intricate process. I need to wait patiently until the body of the human being I inhabit agrees willingly to give me a part of itself. Once given, I can purify it and use it to increase the size and capacity of my soulish body. For this long-term procedure, I need several human lives. Eventually, I am able to manifest an individualized soulish body that is completely different from all others. When the whole human body will give itself, this process will accelerate. Once completed, I will inform the spirit that the infusion of its omnipotent vibration is now possible. This cannot be accomplished before then. Otherwise, the body would fry. Each new incarnation, I select a new human body. Every one of its cells is made up of 5 parts. 1. Spirit, the central vibration outside space-time. 2. Soul, its individualized version in space-time. 3. The mental body that organizes actions logically. 4. The vital body that supplies the energy needed for action. 5. The physical body, the flesh and bone vehicle that is able to act in dense matter. Sadly, this physical body does not last long. It quickly dies of fear and exhaustion, and once again, I lose my vehicle. The part of the body that agrees to give itself to me must first cross a thick wall made up of all the fears that have accumulated during billions of years of evolution of matter. A colossal task. When I was small, the bodies I inhabited were not aware of my presence. I banged on the wall and screamed for them to hear me. I organized events for them to wake up, such as abusive partner, cruel master, boring job, or painful role as a mother, father, citizen. Anything that would help their arousal serve my evolution. Most of the time, my recommendations would fall on deaf ears. They would only listen to ego, their temporary master for that life. Nowadays, life on Earth is very tough. The apocalypse has started for the 7th time. I will not miss this chance. I am ready to marry my present body, and I push it hard so that it gives itself completely to me. When it finally agrees, we will be wedded and become a body-soul unit. That is when spirit will come with its wedding gifts, eidesic attributes. Grace will invade and transform us. When a critical mass of such transformed beings is reached, we will all be born together and create paradise on earth. I'm using my personal example to bring more clarity into what is written in this interview with the human soul. Each human being is a creator, whether he is conscious of this or not. Personocratia uses the word creatrix. My individualized spirit spark is the human soul. If I am a spirit spark, I am therefore spirit. I am divine. However, I must first understand these simple words to be able to integrate this simple truth into my three bodies: mental, vital, and physical. Most of humanity does not have a conscious connection with their soul. And now, the poisonous injection is the tool that the global parasites are using in order to permanently prevent the possibility of the unification between me and my soul. During my time in jail, all of my accumulated possessions were systematically taken away from me. The normal observer believed that the government had the right to confiscate all of my possessions because I broke the law. Further, the normal observer believes that without my possessions, I'm nothing. I'm broken. I'm destroyed. This is why the statement that jail destroyed me is accurate. The first part of me that was almost completely destroyed was the citizen. My citizen rights and privileges were taken away from me. These rights and privileges include the right to ownership and liberty of movement and travel. Once I was physically out of jail, I realized that many of the doors within society had closed on me. The main example is that the hygienist in my dental practice, who purchased my dental building, and because my dental practice was within this dental building, they automatically maintained access to all the dental equipment as well as all the dental charts, and therefore access to all the dental patients. While I was locked up in jail, I continued to lie to myself and maintain the belief that I can return to my dental practice and continue to serve my patients as a dentist, even though the dental practice no longer belonged to me. When I showed up at the dental building, I was immediately asked to leave. I was not welcomed in this facility. That event deeply affected me. However, I was forced to face my own creation. I knew very well that I am creatrix, and therefore I created all of these events which were destroying one by one my various ego personalities and my existence in the social system. Many of my creations transpired from that moment forward. In this video, I will conclude by sharing some details of my 2 arrests and detentions in a Colombian jail. I served my time in Canadian federal jail, but I had also agreed to a fine of $1 million. The Canadian government expected me to start making payments once I was out of jail and back to practicing dentistry. The Dental Licensing Board also expected me to pay a large fine because I had brought shame to the dental community. I did not have that kind of money, and therefore I never made any payments. Once Lee finished serving his 5-year sentence in August of 2015, He was immediately deported to the United States. I could not live in the United States because of my criminal record. Our only good option was to live together in our property in Costa Rica, which the Canadian government could not confiscate because the property had previously been placed into an offshore corporation. I had also agreed to show up in court in September of 2015. I traveled from Costa Rica to Canada and appeared in court, but the judge did not appear. My court date was rescheduled to March 2016. I traveled again from Costa Rica to Canada to appear in court, and the assigned judge for my case did not show up again. But another judge was there to replace him. For some reason, the replacement judge could not handle my case, and therefore the court date had to be rescheduled again. By that time, I had evolved in consciousness a great deal, and I knew that all of this craziness was my own creation. I knew there was no solution to be found in the social system. The Crown, the lawyer for the government, suspected that I was not going to return to court a third time. He asked the judge to place me in detention so that he does not lose control over me. The judge did not agree to this demand. I spoke in court and asked the Crown, "If I do not show up in court, you will find me and arrest me no matter where I am in this world. Is that right?" The Crown responded by saying, "That is absolutely correct." When I was on a plane leaving Ottawa, Canada, I knew that this is the last time I will set foot on Canadian soil. The third court date was scheduled for the end of October 2016. The sale of the Costa Rican property was final mid-October 2016, and we immediately left Costa Rica for Ecuador. In May 2017, we left Ecuador for Colombia, found a waterfall property farm, and started the construction of our house. In March of 2018, we traveled back to Ecuador to bring back some furniture we had purchased in Ecuador. When I was back at the Colombian border, I was detained because by this time there was an Interpol red flag on my name. I went into a Colombian jail with the threat of deportation back to Canada. Because I did not show up in court that third time, the judge who did show up sentenced me, the name person me, to another 5 years in jail. In Colombian detention, which was horrible, I was informed that the Colombian system had up to 5 days to check out the facts about my case and make a decision. At the end of 3 long days and 3 horrible nights in Colombian detention, I was informed by the 2 nice Interpol agents that non-payment of income tax is not a crime in Colombia, and therefore I will be released once immigration approves it. I knew that jail time was not what my soul created for me. Thank you, soul. A while later, my Colombian visa was about to expire, and when I tried to renew it, I was denied. However, Lee was approved. Colombian immigration told me that my best option was to leave Colombia and return with a tourist visa. When I tried to do that, I was yet again detained. This time, I had an inner certitude that this was just another test, and sure enough, Interpol, another 2 nice young men, released me after a day and a half and literally, unofficially, informed me to walk toward the border of Ecuador because my visa was now expired and I had to officially stamp out and leave Colombia, and then turn around and walk right back into Colombia without checking in with immigration. That is exactly what I did. The physical human body is living here at the farm in Popayan, but the passport of Dr. Tanya is stamped out of Colombia and not stamped into any other country. In October 2021, Lee's visa expired, and we are now both completely out of citizenship. Amazingly enough, we are living and not just surviving, both growing in consciousness. Will the critical mass of transformed individuals be reached before physical death comes? I have 100% certitude that the answer is a resounding yes. Therefore, the destruction of my ego personalities started in Canadian jail, and the normies hold the opinion that I am destroyed. In fact, the true me started to emerge more and more with every single challenging experience I have faced since then. The normie does not understand that each human being is filled with many distinct ego personalities. Every single one of those ego personalities within me must be destroyed in order for my physical body to be ready to resist the power of the omnipotent vibration of spirit. A colossal task. However, I have no doubt that paradise on earth will manifest. Will you join us in this amazing adventure? Infinite love. It is up to us not to comply, yet have compassion towards others, no matter where they are at on their evolutionary path of consciousness. Every day, I must reinforce my resolve to move forward on my evolutionary path towards the new species. Let us rejoice, because everything that unfolds in the world of lies is only an illusion, and this world of lies is disintegrating before us exponentially. From hell on earth to paradise on earth, we are building what many said was impossible. Consider joining us in our consciousness community on the edge of the town of Popayan in southern Colombia. This is an invitation for a long-term stay at Cascada Café Retiro in Colombia. There is absolutely nowhere to hide. Having said that, in Popayan there is good food growth throughout the year, and the temperate mountain climate makes life very comfortable here. Will you join us in this paradise on earth? I consult by phone and offer tools so that you can find your individual solution by making contact with your soul. Please share my videos so that this information can reach the people who need it. Infinite love.